Hi everyone, this is Jake with Artifact. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to connect your Artifact electrical schematics with wire harness parts created in 3D CAD using PTC's Onshape. Artifact natively integrates with Onshape, which is a fully featured cross-platform 3D CAD program that runs in the browser. Onshape is super powerful, and their cable and wire routing package is available to both paid and free users. I'll link the instructions for this down below. Now, Artifact is the best tool out there to design electrical schematics and wire harnesses, but when working in high-performance systems like aircraft or rockets, you need more than just the schematics. You need to know lengths down to the inch, you need to know real-world weights, and you need to see accurately sized harnesses in your CAD model. And I'm extremely happy to announce that Artifact lets you do just that with bidirectional 3D CAD sync, which is now in beta. So, we're working on this large cargo aircraft in Onshape, and we're going to take a closer look at the wiring on the left forward landing gear. Over in Artifact, if we look at the schematic, we have an I/O controller, 2 steering actuators, and a variety of sensors mounted to the strut and axle. We're going to call this harness H1, and we're going to bring it on over into Onshape. Now, every CAD package is different, but the overall process is essentially the same. After creating a schematic in Artifact, we create the harness, and then from the harness, we synchronize the schematic data with CAD. We route the harness in 3D, and then we synchronize the final data back over to Artifact to be captured in our build documentation. To get started with the 3D CAD bridge, from the harness window and the harness properties pane, we open the 3D CAD dropdown, select Onshape from the list of tools, and hit Setup to configure the integration. First, we need a link to the Document Workspace tab that has our wire data feature in it. And then we need API credentials down here. Mine are pre-populated because I already created it, but let's take a look at how to do this. We're going to start by giving Artifact permission to access our Onshape account using a unique API key generated within Onshape. These credentials persist, so you only need to do this the first time you link Onshape to Artifact. We're going to start by clicking the Create API Key button right here, which takes us over to Onshape. From here, we name a new key, we give it the appropriate permissions to read our profile information and read and write to our documents, and then we click Create Key. Now, Onshape only displays this page once, so best practice is to copy this information and paste it into a text document for safekeeping. You can think of this access key as the username and the secret key as the password that give Artifact direct access to your account. Now, you don't want to share this secret key with anyone else, so I'm actually going to delete this key and use one that I've already created. You can safely delete and recreate these API keys if they're compromised or if you lose the secret, so don't worry if you mess this step up. Back over in Artifact, we paste the API key here and the API secret here, and now our Artifact account has access to our Onshape account. Now that Artifact has access, we need to point it at the right Onshape workspace. I already have a tab with the wire data feature in it and some connectors placed, but notice how there's no actual wire data associated with the part. In Onshape, since the URL contains all of the unique document identifiers, this link is all we need for any given harness. I will simply copy this URL and paste it in Artifact. If you're going to build multiple harnesses in Onshape, you should do one workspace tab per harness and reference each one individually. Now, back in Artifact, before I sync, I want to make sure that my harness, cable, and connectors all have names and part numbers assigned so that I know which is which in CAD. Now, once that's done, we can press sync and Artifact takes over. It generates a CAD-friendly netlist with all of the connection data in CSV format, uploads it to Onshape, and attaches it to the workspace. Back over in CAD, we just follow the standard routing process. First, we add the CSV file to the wire data feature in our Part Studio. Notice how connection data is parsed and connector names are extracted. Next, we add a wire ref feature to associate connector references with CAD objects. Next, we simply route each wire or cable in 3D. Notice how, when routed, each cable displays an accurate outer diameter for both the wires and the bundle as defined in our library parts. Once I get the routes laid out, I flip back over into Artifact and I hit Sync again. This triggers Artifact to go back into the same Onshape doc, extract the lengths, and assign them to the cables and wires in our Artifact harness. We now see the exact lengths down to the fraction of an inch populated in our connection table. Now, as we make changes to our harness in Artifact or in CAD, we will see the wire lengths and diameters update automatically each time we press sync. We then lay out our harness in Artifact's harness view with accurate wire length data captured in the pinout table. In the next few months, we'll be adding more features such as branching, physical density, cut length calculations, and OAuth, and we'll bring support to desktop CAD packages like NX and SolidWorks later this year. And in case I didn't mention it, starting today, this beta feature is open to all users of Artifact. So give it a shot and let us know what you think. If you don't already use Onshape, maybe make an account and try it out. Otherwise, what CAD packages should we integrate with next? Or what features are you dying for in Artifact? Give us some ideas in the comments. Until next time, good luck and happy routing.